Today we're going to remove the stereo from a 2004 Nissan Quest. The stereo in actuality is the part that's down below the dash here. We've seen the single CD player come into the shop for not ejecting, clicking, or not accepting or skipping on CDs. We've also seen on the single player static, erratic volume, snapping and popping through the speakers. For the CD changer, which we commonly see in here as well, we see it jammed and not accepting, playing, or ejecting CDs, but with a changer you can sometimes do a reset by disconnecting the battery for a couple minutes and then hooking it back up. This may reset the changer. So let's get started with how this comes out of the car. We're going to start here at the gear shift. There's a little sleeve on that gear shift that we're going to push down, and this will allow us to unlock the clip on the gear shift and remove it up. And we're going to set that to the side. We're working here with a top panel that's cracked in many places, but this panel is, if it's all together, it should totally lift up off the car with the vents assembly and so on. And then we're going to disconnect the connectors here. The connectors all have triggers that you push down on them. The trigger is located right here, and when you push that down, it allows the clip to release and remove the connector. We're going to do that with the connector over here on the right. I'm going to do this with the connector that's up above here, and the largest connector here on the left. Now these other connectors are a little bit different. They have a little trigger at the top, and you push that trigger down and that little collar slides down and pushes the connector right out of the opening, and you wiggle that loose. Same with the remaining connector here. You push that over, collar over, and it releases. And we're going to set this panel off to the side.
These will come out with that.
Now the vents and everything that you see here all comes out usually in one piece. In this particular instance it's one piece. Three separate pieces, excuse me. We're going to remove this exposed screw here on the right. One exposed screw here on the left. And get down below the dash here on the side. And way at the back,
Push clip.
it has a push clip way in the back. You push the center of the clip forward, and it allows the clip to release. There are clips along the front here that release with pry pressure, pull pressure, and so on. I'm going to move the carpet back on this side. This clip on this side happens to be here, so we're going to take the screwdriver and push the center of the... Well, actually this clip has been replaced at one time, so we're going to use our pry bar and pry behind the panel to pull this clip from the panel. There we go. Whoa, that one snapped right out. Now we're going to remove this bottom piece and set it back to the side. Actually, the clip on this side was you remove the clip and the base stays in the opening. I'm going to remove this base as well. Next, we're going to remove a screw at the bottom of the center console here. Remove a second screw on the right side here. Open the pocket and pry the side panels off from the ashtray assembly. The clips release with pry pressure. It's going to give an access to a screw that holds the ashtray assembly in here on the left. And same for the opposite side. There's a screw back there that's exposed once you pry that panel off. One thing I forgot to mention earlier, that all the connectors in this vehicle are all once all keyed. We're going to remove the ashtray assembly. Again, all the connectors in here are keyed, so they only fit back into one particular spot. We're going to open the glove box and remove one screw at the top right. One screw at the top left. Close the glove box back up, and down at the bottom right we're going to remove a screw back underneath the panel. Move over and remove a second screw. And a third screw as well. This will allow the glove box panel to come down, or open it back up. We're going to remove at the latch a screw on the right, a screw on the left of the latch, will allow you to pull the entire glove box assembly down from the dash and disconnect the twisting bulb that attaches to the glove box. The reason for removing this is the glove box goes into this panel, into these slots here on the side, and this is part of the panel that needs to be removed. We're going to move over to the left side here and remove one screw at the bottom left. And up under the dash we're going to remove a second screw here next to the computer connector. Now remove that one, and we're going to go up above on the dash and open the fuse panel and remove a third screw here in the fuse panel, or next to the fuse panel on the panel. Again, we're going to pry the side of the panel down and pull it forward from the dash and drop this panel down. Again, on the side there's a clip here on the side at the bottom which holds this front dash panel in place. We've unclipped the side panel, and this should allow it to pull the side panel out. It releases a clip, and that'll help release the side panel. Same over on the right side, and this will allow the whole panel to come down forward into the center of the car. You can push the trigger in on the side 12-volt supply, and that will remove that and give a little bit more play in the unit. There is one more connector at the bottom, but it's not necessary to go that far. And this stereo is this unit is the stereo, although it's controlled from the top panel. We have several more bolts to remove here. 4 10mm bolts, or are they 8s? 4 10mm bolts to remove. There's one on the top right here that mounts the stereo into the dash. One to the bottom right. One on the bottom left. These bolts are not always very easy to take out. We do have one tight one here. I'm going to give it one more try on this one before we bring out the big tools. Now we put the ratchet on this one to break this last one loose because how difficult this one is. Okay, now we are set to remove the stereo from the dash. Looks like the connectors have already been released. We have triggers on the two main connectors here that go in the back of the stereo, and then actually several connectors that aren't totally hooked up here. I guess there was a problem with this stereo, and then that might be one too. Looks like there's 4 to 5 connectors on the back of this stereo. Someone's obviously been in here before we have, for steering wheel controls and so on. The double antenna lead has a little trigger on the side you push in to release. Now, when you go to reinstall, there are clips on the sides of these panels. One on the right goes straight in, one on the bottom right goes straight in, one on the top left goes straight in, and then we have one that goes in bottom left at the side. That's why this panel on this side had to be pulled out a little bit. You have to align all these clips with the openings that are here in the dash and so on. So that makes sure that when this goes back in, all these clips line up, and then you snap it into place to move back with the installation. Hope this video has been helpful. This is how you remove the stereo out of a 2004 Nissan Quest. Thank you for watching.